it's a day we have set out to reach out to the public. So we don't just like what we are doing now. We have other things we are doing, like our corporate social responsibility to the public. So that day we do that. We do road walks and
as part of the sensitization of the public. So that we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we'll get more into the conversation. I'm very interested in the 5th of May, your National Day. But the question I want to ask: when do I engage the service or services of an estate surveyor and valuer if I want to build or buy a property? But you answer that question when we come back after this break.
Thank you.
It's still Standpoint. Told you it's a different edition today, and trust us to get into all kinds of conversations on the show. We'll take a breather. When we return, of course, we will get to know, especially if you're interested in real estate and all on building. Well, this just might be the show for you this morning. Do stay tuned.
Celebrating your family and friends has become cheap like a cup of tea, easy as ABC, and rapid like it should be. You can send birthday greetings and goodwill messages on Rapid FM for just 1,000 naira. Other events like weddings, child dedication, housewarmings, religious and government functions go for even less, 500 naira. Now, your loved ones have no excuse not to celebrate you rapidly on your day, because all they have to do is visit our website at www.rapidfm965.com/request or call 07049 220965.
The beauty go last year because Saclos.
My guy, which kind of paint have you used? We go make my house go well.
Nah, Saclos paint.
Paint we go make my house shine.
Saclos paint.
What about paint we go last for plenty years?
Nah, still Saclos paint. Saclos paint. Now we gon' get paint when done with both national and international award on top paint matters.
I beg, where them day?
Them 10 nationwide. Saclos paint get one old get what they call Saclos satin paint. If dirty touch the paint, you use water and soap take clean a cha-cha. Saclos paint get other ones like emulsion paint, test coat, gloss, sac flash car paint, matte, industrial marine coating, red oxide primer, aluminium, screening paint, auto varnish, and other barbarous products. For that correct beauty, paint where you need na Saclos paint. Their price na shipping. For more information, call
0701 855 2224.
The National Guild of Radio Managers Private, the apex body of all MDs, GMs, heads of stations of privately owned radio stations in Nigeria, announces the maiden edition of its annual Business Summit, a platform for business discourse on revenue strategies designed to help radio stations increase revenue and optimize performance. Ratings, profit, new tech, the radio of tomorrow. The summit features workshops, business interactions, client expo, excursions, and more. Date 23rd to 27th May 2023. Summit location Uyo, Akwa Ibom State. Time 9 a.m. daily. Attendance is strictly by registration and is also open to new and existing radio license owners, heads of marketing and programs, OAPs, broadcast consultants, among others. Businesses, broadcast vendors, SMEs are welcome to sponsor. For more inquiries on registration or sponsorship, call John on 0803 417 3565 or Patrick on 0903 805 0164.
Let's talk politics, dynamics, and permutations.
It is a concern that we have for our country, Nigeria. This is beyond partisan politics. It's unfortunate. And these are the kind of people who say they are leaders of this country. What example are they showing as leaders of the country?
Let's keep you abreast with the happenings in the polity.
Nigeria is on drink and on oxygen. And how can we get part of this?
I am an employer of the president. I pay the president's island. I pay the bills of the family. And he must protect me.
Standpoint. The center of all talks of politics.
Standpoint, Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. on Rapid 96.5 FM, Umahia.
More Nigerian is more Nigerian than
if you just joined us, it's Standpoint on Rapid 96.5 FM, the sound of your city. I am Camion John, the beloved, also known as the controversial. And I did say at the start of the show that it's somewhat of a celebration show. Why? A continuation of your day as done by the OB of the city. We are celebrating, or we are in the build-up to celebrate the 5th of May, which happens to be the National Day for estate surveyors and valuers across Nigeria. I'm sure you never knew that estate surveyors and valuers had their own day where they celebrate their job, they celebrate their contribution to society. Well, that's now you know. And I have the honor of having estate surveyor and valuer, Mrs. Joy Ezebiro. I hope I got that right. And of course, the gentleman in the house, estate surveyor and valuer, Egonu Ezuma. Yes, they are both members of the National Institution, not Institute now, the Institution of Estate Surveyors and Valuers of Nigeria. Correct me if I'm wrong, your office is on Azikiwe. Or that is for, because I see a signboard there for estate surveyors and valuers.
Maybe it's a private firm.
Oh, it's a private firm. I assumed that it was. Excuse me. I assumed that was where you had a corporate office. So before we went on the break, I asked the question that when do I engage the services of an estate valuer and surveyor if I'm interested in either building or buying a property? You can go ahead. Okay, Madam Joy.
Thank you very much. It will be good to let you know that the estate surveyor and valuer is professionally trained to know some bits of almost everything that is about, land, whether developed or undeveloped.
Okay.
Because we did some courses in law, land economics, urban and regional planning, accounting.
Wow.
Architecture, design, and so on and so forth.
Serious business.
That is the truth. So, from the moment you desire to go into any kind of acquisition of land,
yes,
and the development thereafter, you require the services of the estate surveyor and valuer. First of all, if you want to go into any kind of development, investment, he or she, the estate surveyor and valuer, is trained to let you know where that business will be suited.
Okay.
The preferred location.
So I can't just go and buy land anywhere.
No.
I have to get an estate surveyor and valuer involved in the selection of where I want to, say I want to build a mini estate, for instance.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly. And at that point, he will begin to scout for such land that would be suitable for that purpose for which you want to develop.
Same thing if it's a private residence?
Exactly.
Wow.
Because there are some considerations, there are some factors that will play a huge role in telling you your choice location. For instance, if you want to develop for residential purpose,
yes,
we will look at the location and make sure that maybe that environment does not have any, there will be nothing disturbing your peace and quiet possession of that land. That is it.
Wow.
If it is in an industrial area or any area that is hazardous to your comfort, to your peace, we'll tell you.
Okay.
And then after that, we'll go into the title document. We will like to, once we have chosen that site, we'll also look at the title, the interest that is in what you want to buy. Is it customarily inherited, that land? Did the person buy it? Did the person that he bought it from possess a registered interest?
Okay.
And are you going to be able to register it by the time you buy it? Can you get your ownership transferred? We look at that. Is that land encumbered? Maybe the person that had it mortgaged it for any purpose. We consider all those facts before we advise you.
Wow.
And then we make sure that you will now, secure the attention of the town planner, the architect.
Oh. Okay.
The quantity
so it's
surveyor.
not, a lot of people would already have a architectural drawing and even may have gone ahead to buy land before they think of an estate surveyor and valuer.
Exactly the point. That's why we want people to know where
you should be number one.
Exactly.
You should be number
exactly.
one.
We are the managers, the administrators
of the architects,
yes.
the builders, wow.
The first in the project management. And you did listen to her when she was saying the ownership structure. That is the survey aspect of it. That is what we said, estate surveyor. You survey all the interests emanating from what you want to buy, and we'll look at it properly so that you will not have any encumbrance. You will enjoy a peaceful ownership.
But what as we speak now, in some parts of Lagos State, buildings are being demolished by the state government. Was it that they did not have an estate surveyor do the due diligence, so to say, before acquiring those properties?
It is not a matter of ownership. At times people, they fail to go through
due process.
You have purchased a land that is free of any encumbrance. You go to develop, you go to a park, it gives you advice because you want to save money, but in the end, you end up suffering more. There is what we call setbacks from the recent one that is happening. The reason is that they didn't observe the setbacks. The setback, even though you have the whole property here, you'll be required to stay back a bit.
Is that the case with the properties that were affected in the construction of the Port Harcourt Road, for instance?
It could be. You didn't give the setback. And again, if you didn't go through the town planning to present your building plan, and they say, because before you develop,
you must get approval from town planning.
You will get approval from town planning because at that point they would have looked at medicines available to you, what you should do, and if you fail to do it or think you are a smart guy, you go and do it. You know that property, no matter how big it is just nothing.
Okay, where and when does the job of an estate surveyor and valuer start and end?
Like I said, it starts from the time you want to buy the property. And it does not have an end, because by the time you have concluded the building and moved into it, his job continues.
Really?
Yes, the management and maintenance
of that
property to make sure you pay your ground rent as and when due, your property rate, maintenance of the building, so that to avoid undue dilapidation. So his job continues. If it's for commercial purpose, he is the one that is best suited to manage the property, not just the lawyers. It is the estate surveyor.
Yeah, I was coming to that. Yes. That in especially in Lagos, I grew up in Lagos. Most of the properties are managed by lawyers and not valuers or surveyors. Where is the dividing line? Because most property owners think that it's since it's their property and legally it should be overseen by the legal luminary, their lawyer.
Before now, estate surveyors were not there. Whom they know is the lawyer, and it's not been easy to sensitize people to know who appropriately should do these things for you. It's not just registered with even facilities like this. I'm sure this organization may not have estate surveyor here to look at the management aspect of this thing. You will have schedules of repair, maintenance. Because if an estate surveyor is here, you will know. You will see the difference. Much as this place, I came in here and said, wow, that place was dark and this place is so lit up. You have told me what. And I'm looking at that. These are panels, not walls. And I looked at I said, okay, if estate surveyors, I've not tried to relate to you, but I have seen one or two things I would have done
differently. As a professional.
So
no, I would, after the show, I would like to hear what you would have done differently. So that I can as well transfer that to to senior management and say, hey, we had the National Institution of Estate Surveyors come around. They are friends of the house, and they advise that we do A, B, C, and D. So I think it's important.
Yeah, you will not forget our fee.
Of course, no free lunch even in Freetown. All right. So let's come to the 5th of May. So what are Abians particularly to expect from the National Institution of Estate Surveyors and Valuers?
Ideally, today is supposed to be that day is supposed to be our valuation day.
Valuation.
Which is our area of core competence. People, they just do things anyhow. The essence of you having a property, you have a purpose. It could be for commercial interest.
And it could be for residential.
No, commercial. Even including residential.
Yeah.
You want to do things so that it will be of benefit to you. It may be a good way. You don't have money, but it's doing. You are somehow saving money for you. So if people get to understand that you need an estate surveyor who will best advise you on the highest and best use of your interest in the land, you will be in a better position to save a lot of inconveniences to yourself, which should have led you to spend extra expenses.
Yeah. So now on that day, Abian should expect that surveyors and valuers will visit them.
Well, we will start with a road walk.
A road walk, okay,
yes.
To sensitize. Charity walk.
Yes,
okay.
We'll do that. That's the first thing.
Yeah.
When we are done with that, we are going to be having an interactive session.
Okay.
With people that we have invited, and then let them know what the profession is all about. That is it. It's a day that we have time to relate with the public. Yes. Let them understand. Like in the north, they no longer use the lawyers like you were saying the other time.
Yeah.
And even in Lagos State.
No, I know that in Lagos in recent times,
yes.
There has been the truth about it that the cosmopolitan and metropolitan nature of Lagos makes change quite easy. Exactly. And fast as compared to developing cities like Umuahia and other parts of the country that are still trying to catch up with the trend in Lagos. So beyond the 5th of May, what would be the plan of the National Institution of Estate Surveyors to constantly put themselves in the eye of the public? Because a new government is coming, and it's suggesting that it will modernize, it will revolutionize Umuahia, Aba, and from all indications, the National Institution of Estate Surveyors and Valuers should play an integral role in whatever move that new administration will be making in terms of infrastructural development. So, what are the plans for the future?
Currently, there's a bill that we are pushing.
Okay.
And that is to create the office of the Valuer General.
General for all the federation.
Yes. Like we have the Accountant General, you have the Surveyor General. With that office, people will know better who we are. That office is no longer attached to the Ministry of Lands, Survey and Urban Planning. Yeah. It's not attached to Ministry of Justice. It's not attached to. We're on our own. And then people, it's a gradual process.
So the bill is already
Yeah, in the federation, it's almost approved.
It's
but
okay.
Eventually, it will trickle down to the states. So we are constantly working towards, getting people to know us.
Well, we are happy that you chose Rapid 96.5 to be your voice ahead of May 5th. So, May 5th, if you're walking across any part of Umuahia and you see these beautiful men and women, they will be wearing t-shirts with, Surveyor and Valuer. So, if you have any questions, walk up to them and I can bet you they will answer your questions. They will give you they will prefer solutions to any of the challenges you're facing with regards to maybe it's the house you live, maybe it's where you do business, and of course the whole idea is to give us a better Abia, a better Umuahia, and a better Nigeria. So at this point, I want to say a big thank you to Estate Surveyor and Valuer Egonu Ezumba, and of course Estate Surveyor and Valuer Mrs. Joy Eze Biro for making our time to be with us. We are celebrating with you. Hopefully, we should be there on May 5th to follow your celebrations for as you celebrate the National Day of Estate Surveyors and Valuers across the country. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's still Standpoint on Rapid 96.5 FM. We'll take a breather, and when we come back, more developments right here on this edition of Standpoint. Do stay with us.